Hi, everybody. Welcome to this session. Get hired with AI. Align your impact with employer goals. My name is Misael Castro, and today I will be the presenter for this topic. All right. Before we begin, I would like to introduce myself. This is me, how the AI sees Misael, and I just input a prompt. Hey, ChatGPT, please generate or picture myself based on the interactions that we have had throughout this time. And this is the image that AI created about myself. This is how it sees me. And on the right side, this is the real me. I am a father with uh, two sons and my wife. But I am also ICT program manager, and I also love negotiations, and I am a member of project negotiation for project managers. And today I will talk about a topic based on my experience, and I expect that it will help you out. Okay. Um, I want to start by sharing a story about customer centric. And reason why I choose this topic is because back in 2017, I had a very tough interview, and out of the standard interview, I was working for telco industry, and I was in my second interview actually. I was interviewed by VP for regional market. And he didn't ask the typical questions. He said, "Okay, this is an interview. This is the situation we have. These are the challenges, and these are our problems. How will you solve this problem?" And our philosophy is customer centric. So then he showed me a whiteboard and asked me questions, and he said, "Write down in the whiteboard how would you solve this problem? What solution would you bring?" And I had experience already working with customers, 2, 3 years or 5 years contracts. So I really had that feeling, and even I had no experience in telco industry, but my previous experience working for airlines and finance, those competences could be transitioned to the new role. So I was very lucky to explain and then get a job. And that is the reason why today I want to show you, I will say, another approach to get hired and also using the AI tools. So my philosophy is to focus on employer first, understand the employer goals. The biggest mistakes job seekers make is trying to sell themselves, right? They say, okay, here is what I can do, instead of, hey, here is what I can offer as a solution to your problems. Here is how your futures or your future looks like if you hire me, right? So that is the job you gotta do. So that is what you have to focus on. If you adopt that mindset, your employer will immediately look to the future. They will figure out, okay, this is the right person. Oh, this is the way I see this person might fit into this role, and that will make the difference. Now, based on the research that I have made, I found 5 key hiring variables. Number one, the goals. Excuse me. Uh, when I say hiring variables, I say that these are the most common reasons why the employers are opening positions. Number one, because they have goals and they have aspirations. Number two, because they have problems. Number three, because they are looking for a solution to their problems. Maybe they don't have the right talent into their organization, or maybe they have some budget and they want to achieve some uh, targets, and they're looking for people. And that is why they are opening a position, or because they want to reduce cost. Maybe they want an expert that can help them to reduce or to increase productivity and reduce costs, probably. So that is another reason why people or companies are hiring people. So that is why if you consider those, they will help you to stand out, and if you align yourself with these five employer considerations, you will have a better chance to be hired. Now, there are goals, right? Aspirations, as I mentioned. And these are the top 8 great goals that you should think of when looking for a job, right? Because if you think about these goals, of course, those you will figure out how you fit into those goals, how you will, how to say, help them to achieve their goals. So you have to think about it and how starting mapping all those things into your CV and into your pitch and into your cover letter if in your country those are required. Okay, so from my view and based on the research that I have made, most of the companies think about to increase or generate more revenue. Those are the most common ones. Every company wants to make more money and grow. They want also market awareness, right? They want to position their brand, right? They also want customer attraction, right? They think about that if they are, um, I don't know, consultant company, maybe they want to attract more customers, right? Or if they are probably they are working in a customer service, they want customer happiness. Or if they are a big company or a smaller company, startup, they want to grow their company. So that is another goal they have, of course. Or they want to increase employee productivity, happiness. They, as I mentioned before, they may want to cost reduction or even process efficiency. So think about those. You may find more, but that is based on your task. That is the task you have to do. Okay. Now, and we are going to use AI to do so, and I'll show you later on how to. Okay. Now, these are the three questions to determine the goals. Okay. To determine the goals that you can identify. And the first question you should ask is, what are the hiring managers or the company goals? Now, you have to think that goals are not only at the company level, they may be at the business unit level or at, at the person level. So think about it and determine the goals. Now, the other questions you should ask is, are there objectives? Are there objectives in the job description? That is another thing you have to think about. The other one is, are there similar objectives in the job descriptions? Maybe you have to look for, how to say, another job descriptions from other companies, not only the one that you have there, because not all the employers um, show that information into the job description. So you have to look for clues, you have to figure out that, and also you have to use AI to identify and determine those goals. Now, this is one example of a project manager position, right? For the common goals. For example, in project management, if you are being hired by a PMO, they want to increase project success rate, they want to increase stakeholder satisfaction, they want team productivity and collaborations, and they also want revenue and budget efficiency, right? Those are the commons. You may find others, but this is one example. They also want to decrease project delays, right? They want to also decrease the budget, right? The budget waste, maybe, or the scrap creep, excuse me. And they also want to decrease the time they uh, onboard a new member to the projects, right? So this is one example. You have to figure out your case, okay? Now, questions you should ask yourself is, do I have this? Do I have that? That is what you have to figure out, that based on the goals, problems that you have identified, try to see that if in your experience, okay, you did something in your work that directly results in one of these goals that you identified. You also have to think about if did I build or handle something that resulted in the grade A goals? This is another thing, right? Because maybe in one case was your work, and the second was something you built. But in the third one, another question you have to ask is, did I develop something that someone else used to achieve a grade A goals? Because maybe, for example, think about that you probably are not in sales, but you in your organization, someone really achieve high, very high targets. And why? Because you did something. You developed something that helped them to achieve the company goals. So that is something you should also list out in your resume. Okay. Now, with that, I will show you how AI can also help you to align uh, your experience, your skills, your achievements directly with what employers are looking for. Okay, so I am going to use ChatGPT. In the other sessions, people ask me, "Hey, is ChatGPT the right tool? What if I use Gemini? What if I use Mistral? What if I use um, DeepSeek or any other LLM?" That's fine. It is, you have to test it by yourself, okay? Somebody else asked me also if PMI Infinity was a good fit to do this. I, I don't know. I have not used PMI Infinity for this purpose, but for project management task. But definitely you have to try yourselves, and I will show you, okay? Excuse me. So now I'm going to open a GPT session. Okay, this is a new session on ChatGPT, but I will first show you the prompt. So this is the prompt that I will use to identify the employer goals, employer problems, and how to position myself. Okay, so I am going to attach the job description. If the information is not available in the job description, I'm asking the LLM to scrape it from the web to achieve our goal. We are going to attach the resume. We are going to attach the inventory and competency skills file. This is another recommendation to all of you guys, because sometimes in your resume, you have not listed all your skills, all your competencies, and you have to, I recommend you to, if you don't have it, create a document with your inventory of skills and competencies. If you can, if you don't have all your achievements in the resume, also create the achievements based on your history. Put it in one file, because maybe AI will find some of those experiences, achievements that you have that will be the right fit. Maybe not the latest one, but maybe one that you did some years ago. So that is why it's important to attach the resume, the inventory of skills and competencies, and achievements. And then finally, I will ask AI to create to list out the company goals, problems, and then match my experience to their goals. Okay? This is another thing I want. I want the model to put it into a table format and finally generate a paragraph with key information that I will use for my next pitch, for my pitch in my next interview. Okay? So I will copy the prompt, then I will put it in ChatGPT, and now I will paste the inventory skills, the job description. Okay, I'm applying for a senior service delivery program manager. I'm attaching my resume, and I'm attaching my achievements. So I will execute the prompt, and let's see what we get. Okay. Remember that what you see in this screen might not be the same information you will get because ChatGPT generates different responses at different times. So you have to check yourself, test it, even edit the prompt, refine it, and make it work. Okay. So the first thing I'm having here is that the LLM is identifying what could be the potential main goals for this company. This is a software company, and this may be some of their challenges, right? Their goals, excuse me. Okay, and they are putting here by category. So so you can look into all these categories and see which ones you think will be the best to select when you put it in your resume. Okay, now these are the goals. Okay, these are the challenges that they are likely having, and you also have to read those. Okay, so now you have the goals, you have the challenges, so you have better information about how you can mm, position yourself as a solution, right? So now we are mapping the A grade goals. Again, these are the ones that I found more common. But you have to do your task. If you consider some others are not here, you have to edit the prompt. Okay, so these are the goals, the challenges that I have, and here are my skills and my experience. So based on those, the LLM is mapping, right, my experience and how I will be the one, how I will be solving their problems. So now I can give them examples, right, in any of those cases where I have experience in my previous jobs. And finally, I am getting here a pitch paragraph for the next interview. And you can continue asking questions, but this is what we get. So you see, you get a lot of information. Again, this is not a traditional job seeker just to put in key information into a resume. This is just to identify the employer goals, the challenges, and how you fit into those challenges, problems they are having, and why that will help you to, to stand out from the rest of the crowd. So, the end, there is one thing that I love from this is that you will be in a better position to negotiate, okay? Because this is not just transactional, right? This is something that you have to look forward. You have to think like a strategic partner. You will be able to negotiate a better salary, a better benefits, and you will be because you will have information. You will say, hey, okay, here's what I can do for you. Here's how I did it. Okay, this is what I achieved based on my experience. So take them to the futures and show them how the future looks like when they hire you. Okay. So this is all about this session. Thank you everyone for watching this video. And for those who attended to the sessions in the event, thank you very much. I hope this will be very helpful for you. The prompt will be also be available for you, so you can take it, test it, and edit it as needed. All right. So thank you everybody, and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.